Okay, notice open carry up in the front here. Notice that the firearm is right by the pocket here. Notice that my thumb doesn't have to press against my body to get a good grip because I have a gap here. And if you have a gap here, then you don't have to shoehorn your firearm to get a hold of it. And the most important thing is when it goes back in the holster is when you're holding it like this finger right here, which is my middle finger, as soon as it touches right here, that's the furthest it should go so that you can have a good grip. So if you notice going back in the holster, my middle finger is bottoming out on that ledge right there. So that's where you want to stop right there. I do have good retention on this holster and it's very strong, so I can just go like that. And what I'm doing is I'm coming up, getting a good grip first, and then punching out like this. That's what I'm doing. So this is a one-hand draw for close quarters, like 3 to 5 yards, something like that, very close quarters. See, once you get a grip, everything else works really smooth. But you have to have a good grip on that gun before it comes out. And that's why I was telling people, whenever you're open carrying, where you have the firearm pressed up against your body real tight like this because you're trying to hide it, what that does is that makes your thumb have to be a shoehorn now to get it out. Whereas here, you have a gap. Even somebody like me that's gained weight a little bit in the belly here, I can still get to it because it's near my front pocket. So this is a gallon holster, by the way. And I made it so that it has some good retention too, so it's not easy getting it out of the holster. And it's very stable, it's very strong. Okay, so watch my hand. 1, 2. And of course the third to be fire. 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. And you don't want to do too quick. If you do it too quick, what happens is you have a sloppy grip. If you do it too fast, what's going to happen is you're going to be like this here. You're going to be like this here, where you're not going to be high up. You're not going to be high up right here. You want to be as high up as you can up on the gun. So when you're doing your grip, slow down a little and make sure you have a good hold of the firearm, like that. Okay, so that's open carry. And I do carry like this sometimes. And this would be my spare mag. Sometimes I'll have 2 mag pouches here, one for a 7-round and one for a 10-rounder. So now I'll show you concealed carry. Okay, so concealed carry, you want to make sure you have some kind of jacket that has enough weight. Because if the jacket's too light, you can't go like that. See? And when you're moving the garment, what you want to do is you want to have it at the same level as where the handle of the firearm is. So I want to be here, so that way I can go straight in. See, I can go straight in from here. You'll see a lot of people go like this, up here. Or you'll see a lot of people go like that. Now, if you have a t-shirt like this that's draped over, use 2 hands. You should use 2 hands for that. But this, 1 hand is fine. Also, make sure that the buttons are loosened up on your jacket, because if they aren't, when you punch out, notice how my hand can't punch out all the way. So you want to make sure that this is loose on this side specifically. You can have this one tight, but if you want to match, you can loosen up this one too. So what I'm going to do is right where the firearm is, right in the middle of my waist, notice that my hand's right here. I'm going to come right here because I can feel the firearm with my forearm here. And I'm going to hold on real tight right here, and I'm going to go and then go for the grip right there. So that's 1, 2, and then 3. And of course 4 is fire. So you want to be real aggressive on this one. So I can feel the firearm with my forearm right here. You want to be real aggressive, so you're going to go like that. So anything to be fast, because this is close quarters here. Anything to get your speed. Even though it's a Ruger Lcp and it's a 6-shot plus 1, I do have extra magazines. So I would rather be faster with a smaller firearm at close distances and then have another backup. I usually have another backup on this side right here, and it's kind of funny because sometimes my backup will be a 40 Smith & Wesson or a 10 millimeter. So I want to make sure I got something that's the fastest that I could get out and get on target the fastest within 3, 5, 7 yards. And I can do it with this. I can get a good torso hit with this. So when I'm here like this, I simply go like that. And I don't have to fumble around. I don't have to, you know, like an appendix, you have to go like this, and your thumb has to shoehorn the grip. Whereas here, you don't have to shoehorn the grip. I can just go in and come out like that. So I got the fluid motion. So it's 1, 2, 3. See, I did it too fast there. I was hitting my thumb on the firearm. So you want to slow it down. So you go like this. 1, 2, 3. And then you count when you do it. 1, 2, 3. Okay? Just say 1, 2, 3 when you do it. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? And then sometimes you'll do it so fast you can't count. Like that. But like I said, I can go really fast, but I can get real sloppy too. So you want to make sure you have a good hand on the grip when you come out. So what I want with the firearm is I want room for my thumb so that I can get in there. But then also, if you notice, my middle finger, when I put the firearm back, is on that ledge. And that's where it needs to be, because if I put the firearm in too deeply, now what's happening is, look at my finger. I'm coming in, but now I have to pull up so I can get a good grip. Because what I'm going for is I'm going for this part and this part right here. But if I put the firearm too far down, what I'm doing is I'm grabbing here instead of here. So what I have is I have an LCP. This is a Ruger Lcp 380, but I have a Ruger Lcp 2 7-round mag, which gives me 7 plus 1. And I could put a 10-round mag, a 7-round mag, a 6-round mag right here. So once again, I'll show you what it looks like here. And you want to do this, you want to record yourself and time yourself cold, because anybody can speed it up by practicing like this. The best time to do it is when you're tired and it's just right in the morning. You come out like this and go like that. And you'll find that you're a lot slower. But now that I've warmed up, see, I can go a lot quicker. And I'm a very humble person, so I don't brag and I don't boast about myself a whole lot. I don't think that's the right thing to do. Let your actions show others who you are. Don't talk about yourself. It's unnecessary. So, yeah, when I warm up, you'll notice that I'm very quick. But like I'm saying, it's that cold time when you wake up in the morning. It's that cold shot, that cold hand and arm where you might have to draw. And the surrender thing like this, I think this is a good thing to do too, because it shows you're not going to reach and you're not going to, even though the person is a bad person, it shows that you're no threat, that you're trying to calm them down, and they know that you're submitting to them by going like this. So there's a lot of ways you can do it. You put your hands up in the air, put your hands like this. I don't want any trouble. I don't want any trouble. You know what? I'm going to get out of here. Just let me go. That kind of thing. But for you girls that are walking in the parking lots at night, what you could do is you could have the Ruger LCP in this pocket here, a pocket holster, and you can just be going like this, and that looks normal. But if you're drawing a firearm from the hip, a lot of guys know what that is. They know you're drawing for a firearm. So having a little stealth like this, you're just minding your own business, you're just warming your hands, right? You can come out with the Ruger LCP. Okay, you can come out with it. And like I said, you always want to hold on to the garment or find a way to put the garment so that you could draw better. Something like that. But I'm saying you'll have a holster in here, and you'll also practice. So you got your hand on the gun, and let's say you're zipped up right here. Okay? You have your hand on the gun as you're walking through the parking lot, and you just come out with it like this. Or what you could do is you could shoot right through here. You could at least get one good shot like this, close up. And notice that if somebody's right here, I can go for a gut shot or chest or whatever, high chest. But you want to practice that with some old jackets that you can shoot through if you do want to practice that method. But a lot of times you're going to be able to come out anyway. All right, so once again, and be careful with these little Ruger LCPs because the muzzle, you have to have good muzzle discipline. And you notice that when I was moving, how easy it is to cross my body and other parts just by that simple motion. And there you go, folks. Thank you for watching. So once again, I want to stress the fact that you don't want to have anything touching your body like that, so you don't have to shoehorn with your thumb. You want a gap there so that you can get to the firearm. You want to make sure that your middle finger, when you put the firearm back in, that your middle finger is on the top of this ledge here. Because if you go in too far like this, notice my middle finger, when I grab right here, look at where I'm grabbing. It's on the bottom, so when I pull that out now really fast, I'm going to be hooking on the bottom and then having to slip up this way. Whereas if I just have a full grip on the firearm like this, and I can just put it back in the holster, I can use my middle finger to guide me where it needs to stop, right here. So then you put it right here, right? And then it's set. Notice I've got the gap right there. And it's canted because that's one of the good reasons why front carry, where this pocket is good, because you do have a little bit of a cant. And that little bit of a cant allows your thumb to get in there. You guys that carry appendix here, your thumb is going to bottom out. You're going to get some clothing or something like that. It's much faster going like this, even if I'm slower than you are. If you take an appendix guy that doesn't have to shoehorn around the handle here, he's going to be faster this way than he would be up front here, where he's got to now take his thumb and dig in and move a shirt or something up to get to his firearm. But here you don't have to, you just move your jacket. So you're like this, your hands are down, and usually what I do is I cross over and I can feel the grips right here, or the grip of the firearm, I can feel it. So when I'm going like this, I can, like that. So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Like this. Like that. Oh, I don't want any trouble. You know what you could do? You could say, I don't want any trouble right here rather than up here. Because if you say, I don't want any trouble here, notice that my wrist is touching the grip of the firearm right here. It's not printing that much, but right here is where it's at. So what I could do is I could do a low surrender. And if I do a low surrender like this, watch what could happen. See, I'm out right now. I'm fast. I'm getting out of there. So I go low surrender. I'm feeling the grip of the firearm. Okay? And I know that I can just come right here, and I want to rip that garment back as far as I can with great force. Okay? So I'm coming like this. I'm surrendering like that. So thank you very much for watching.